Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, September 16. Independence Day for Mexico. Congratulations to Mexico. I hope they have a wonderful day of independence celebration. Like you know, my husband is Mexican, so all his family is there. So yeah, but for us, it was my son's surgery. He had all his wisdom teeth taken out, taken out. It was over an hour drive to the hospital that we had to go to. I started to have a panic attack on the way because we were running late. I mean, we got up early and we did everything on time, but my husband forgot to put gas in the car. So the timing that we had, we gave ourselves like 15 minutes extra, was used up in that. And then we hit this construction patch where the guy had a stop sign, just stopped us in our tracks for a good while. And I started to have a panic attack because we waited so long for this surgery. They've been trying to do it since last year, and it finally got done. And all the sacrifice, and I was just, this can't be. They can't just say, no, you're late, we need to move on. So I called them and told them what was happening, and thank God they said, it's fine, come on in. So I was like, yeah, then I was able to feel better, redo my makeup because I was crying so bad. My makeup was running. I was just felt for my son because he's been waiting so long and all the sacrifice, it was just like not fair. And so we made it, and they were really good to him. They took care of him. They explained to him everything, being that he's autistic. They don't know how much he understands or stuff like that. But I was there with them for anything that he didn't understand. So it was all good. Yeah, and it was like a 30-minute surgery. And he woke out of it, which I'll put some pictures and some video clips to show you of how it all went down. But yeah, so we went in the cafeteria, and of course I had to bring my keto food with me because you have to meal prep when you're going out of town. I don't like to meal prep for home because I don't like things the next day. And it depends. Some things I can tolerate the next day. A lot of things I can't. So I like meals freshly done by the day. I don't like that putting it away. Drives me crazy. So I don't meal prep. If I'm at home, it doesn't work for me. But if I'm going out of town, I definitely got to meal prep because I don't know what they have over there, and they might not have nothing that's keto friendly. And I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to be hungry either. So I prepared. I took me some of my keto enchilada cheese bake, a square piece of that, and then I took one of my keto mini cupcakes, cheesecake cupcakes. So it was all good. And I took my bottle of water with lots of ice. My arm is hurting holding this camera, so I had to put my other arm underneath. But yeah, so we were in the cafeteria while he was going through surgery. He came out, we were able to see him. He was pretty much waking up when we got in the room. I don't think they didn't even try to, that's the one thing I didn't like. They didn't even try to find us. We said, we'll either be in the lobby or the cafeteria, and they didn't come to check. And if it wasn't because I had to go to the bathroom, and I stopped and asked them, hey, is my son out of surgery? And they're like, yeah. But I could tell that he had been out of surgery for a while. We knew it'd be 30 minutes, and we thought that's how long we had been in the cafeteria, maybe a little bit longer, because we thought they were coming to get us. But he was already starting to wake up, so we knew he had been in there a little while, that they could have called us and we could have been with him right away. But he was still, going in and out of it. But we were able, to give him some ice chips, and they were putting ice on his mouth and stuff like that. Then they gave us a folder with discharge instructions and prescription medicine, which my husband is getting now at our normal pharmacy. Our regular pharmacy, they didn't have it. I don't know what medicine it is, but they didn't have it. So we had to go to a specific pharmacy that most likely carried it, and they did. But my husband had to wait a half an hour, so he came home, ate, and he just went back there, and he went to go get him some canned soup because he can't eat the top ramen because they're long noodles, and I don't want him to go and then that's like sucking out of a straw, and that can create dry sockets. So we don't want none of that. So I thought some like chicken noodles in a can, something to that effect. I had already went the day before, and I got him different flavors of applesauce, different flavors of pudding, different flavors of Jello. I got him some ginger ale, What else did I get? The applesauce Jell-O pudding. Oh, the ice cream cups. They come 6 vanilla, 6 chocolate. They're little small cups. So I got that ready for him. And they gave him a mouthwash to do twice a day. And they gave him 2 more medications, which I don't really know what they are. She believed one was an antibiotic and one was a pain medication. So we'll see when my husband brings it. But right now he's resting. We had a gift for him ready because every time he has surgery, which this is his 3rd in his life, thank God. So I always like to give him something to a gift just to say, to cheer him up and to say, this is, you know, while you're recovering and resting. So I got him a Simba from the Lion King stuffed animal, and I got him a Lion King coloring book, and I got him some new crayons. So he was really, really happy and surprised. So that was nice. But you'll see all that in the video clips and the photos that I'll add to this video. But yeah, so he'll be resting. They think he'll have a pain about a week. So, and he has to eat soft foods and just be careful that food doesn't get into those holes. So I'm just gonna show you my son right there. You okay, Lexies?
Yeah.
So he's resting. He just ate. He wasn't able to drink or eat after midnight, which was really tough. So I told him, eat as much as you can. So that was 9 or 10. And after like 11:20, I said, get your last drink of water. And he was missing his coffee in the morning. And he can't take some of the medication that he normally takes, which one of them you have to take every day. So we'll see if we can get the sertraline, get him to drink that. But he just ate a couple of applesauces because he was starving. And he had a ginger ale, so that's good for now. Later on, I'm going to let him have his coffee, but it has to be warm, not hot. So we'll do that. My husband will bring the soup. And then he'll have tons of Jell-O, pudding. Oh, yogurt. Jell-O, applesauce, pudding, yogurt, and the ice cream, the ginger ale, and now my husband will get the soup, so he'll be totally. And I thought yesterday when I went that I had prepared. I didn't want to go after he was in surgery. I wanted to have all this stuff ready at home for him so I could be with him. But I didn't think of like food. I didn't think like, I thought I had some potatoes, which I don't eat potatoes, but I could have made him some mashed potatoes, but he preferred soup. So that's what my husband went to go get. And so he'll be resting and recovering for about a week. So yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned what surgery he had, just in case he had all his wisdom teeth pulled out. So there's 4. You have one on this side, one on this side, one on this side, one on this side.
Are they really taken off?
Yeah, I saw in the paper that said number 1, number 16, number 17, number 32. I saw that when they were, you know, showing him the paperwork. But you're feeling okay?
Yeah.
Do you have pain?
No.
Not right now. He probably doesn't have pain right now because they gave him a lot of medication through the IV, so it's probably still in his system. So hopefully that when it goes out of his system, he won't have too much pain, but we'll have the medication that my husband is bringing to get started on that so he has least pain as possible. So I think he'll recover fine. He's a big boy, my baby boy. He did so good. He was scared, he was nervous, but he was ready for this. He had waited for so long and he was really strong. So I'm so proud of him. But we'll let you rest, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So, huh? Someone close. Oh, and this is the Simba. Sinbad. I don't know why I keep trying to say Sinbad. That is so long ago. Not even close. Simba from The Lion King. So he's like that big. And then we got him this Lion King coloring book. And we got him some new crayons. So he's set to go. Now we're going to let him rest.
7 days of healing, then one day would that be when the end?
About a week. It might be less, but at least a week. So I'm going to let him rest. But yeah, what else? I was going to tell you something important too. Oh, I'm so excited. Today is the new season of Dancing with the Stars. Oh my God. There's not a lot of my favorites on there this season. I'm kind of rooting for Lamar Odom. He's been through so much. And I just like him. I just think no matter what he's been through, he really has a good heart. And I think it's like circumstances of his childhood. His dad was really heavy on drugs. Just his situation. I mean, I wish him and Chloe would have stayed together because I think they made a great couple, but I think she went through a lot. She went above and beyond a lot with him, so she really had no other choice. And then she wouldn't have had True if they wouldn't have separated. So everything works for the better good, even though that relationship didn't last or work by any means. But that was the best thing she got out of it was True. So yeah. What else? So Dancing with the Stars, and then my other favorite shows like Love and Hip Hop is on tonight. The Family Chantel, I love that show. The 90 Day Fiance is on tonight. So those are a few of my favorites that come on Mondays. And of course, Dancing with the Stars. So there's what's her name? Is it Nancy Wilson that used to be in the Supremes? She's on there. I'm rooting for her. I mean, she's up in age, but that don't mean nothing. We could shake it too. I used to be a great dancer when I was younger, and I still am. So she might come out stepping, might surprise everybody. Everybody thinks because you're older, you don't have the physical ability because of your weight, your age, all that stuff. You tend to be sore, but that don't mean diddly squat. Everybody's different. Age does affect you. Weight does affect you. And as you get older, the older you get, it's harder to lose, but not impossible. So who knows? I haven't heard from her. So she might go to the gym every day. She might be, even if she has a little extra weight, she might be in physical top shape. She might eat healthy. She might be one of those people that really take care of themselves. So, and she has natural rhythm. I mean, she was in the Supreme, so come on, people. So I'm definitely rooting for her, and maybe because she's older like me. I mean, she's way older than me, but maybe because we're the older group, I have to root for my age people or in that older kind of circle. I'm definitely rooting for Lamar because I think he took accountability for everything, and I think he really wants his life back. I think he's doing everything he can to come back, and have a great, healthy, normal life. So I'm rooting for him. I don't know. When they interview him, he didn't seem to be like the one thing that was weird to me is they said, in Dance with the Stars, there could be a lot of sequins, a lot of sparkles, a lot of bling bling. And he's like, no, I'm not into that. I mean, if you join Dancing with the Stars, you have to be willing to do anything they ask you to do. If you're a Christian and you can't wear like skimpy clothes or, swimsuit type or ice skater type of outfits, or you're not willing to do some sexy romantic dances, and if you're not just willing to really give it your 100%, and then don't do it. If you're a Christian, that's great, because I know I love my God, I love my church, I love my faith, I love everything about it, and I would never put that on the bottom of the list by any means. That goes right up there with my family, my husband and my children. But yeah, you have to realize this is Dancing with the Stars. And for many seasons now, for many, many years, everybody knows the kind of outfits that are worn sometimes, the dances that are provocative and sexual and sexy and romantic. And you have to go out of your comfort zone, out of your element. And if you're not willing to do that, then this is not the thing for you. So if he's not willing to give it 100 and say, whatever we need to do to win, let's do it. If I have to wear sparkles, if I have to wear sequins, if I have to be sexy, let's do this. Because other than that, like I said, most people have a hard time when, they're, because of their religion or because of their, they don't want their partners to think anything's happening. This is really not for you. I'm not saying that a Christian can't join Dance with the Stars, but it gets really hard for them because they have certain rules and certain limits, and they're not willing to compromise. They're not willing to go out of that comfort zone. So this is something that they really need to think about, because I think being a Christian, I think loving God and loving your faith and going to church and all that stuff is the number one thing, and it should mean everything to you. And so that's why I say you have a choice. Nobody's forcing you to be there. If if your faith or your religion is really strict and you're not willing to cross certain lines or boundaries or go out of your comfort zone because of your marriage or because of your religion or your faith, that's great because you hold true to yourself and you hold true to that which is so sacred, and I applaud that and I support that. But that's what I'm saying, then don't join Dancing with the Stars, so you don't even have to be put in that position to have to choose or not be able to give it your all or participate. So yeah, I've seen it many times where people are like, I can't wear that. It's against my, my faith or my religion. I'm not going to do that dance. I'm married. That's against the rules of, my faith and all this other stuff. Dancing with the Stars has been on for so many years, so many seasons. We all know what it's about from beginning to end. And there are sexual dances, sexual clothing, there's sequins, bling, there's all of that and more. And this is something that if we are in a certain religion or we're married, that we should really think about it, even pray about it. Just put it in God's hands, lift it up to God. What should I do, God? There's going to be these situations where I'm going to may have to do this or look like this or dance like this. Is this for me? What do you want me to do? That would be the best thing. And then if you don't want to do that, consult somebody, your pastor, your minister, your priest, somebody in your church. Let them know about Dancing with the Stars and what could possibly happen, and see if that's the right thing for you. Consult with your husband. If you think he's going to think something's going on because you're doing something sexual or wearing a certain sexy outfit, you should consult with your husband. By all means, you must do that. And your children and somebody in your faith, and definitely pray about it, because we all know what Dancing with the Stars is about and we love it. And, I think being a Christian or respecting your marriage is admirable. I know how much I love God, how much I love my faith and my church and my marriage and my children. So I would do all of the above that I just mentioned before I would do that if I was a celebrity and joining Dance with the Stars, even though it's a great opportunity and I'm sure God will understand. It's not like you're naked or posing for Playboy, or you're doing a movie where you have to do I don't know. In a movie, it's just acting, so that's not even a good idea or a good kind of example. But yeah, so I would do that because we expect everybody to put their 100% in, be willing to participate in all ideas and aspects of the show, the dance. So, we get excited. So I definitely always look forward to Dance with the Stars. Like I said, my top two that I'm rooting for is Lamar Odom and Nancy Wilson. I can't remember. I know there's a young girl. I can't really remember her name. And I guess there's a football player or two. I can't remember everybody offhand right now. Sean Spencer's on there. He used to be in the Trump administration or in our present government. And from what I've known, it's not been a positive thing. So he's definitely not my favorite. He's definitely not somebody I would root for. But I think maybe for him, he's at a road in his life where maybe he needs to get out of his comfort zone and do something different, kind of change the path of his life and any negativity or mistakes he made in the government. Maybe this is his way of getting people to really know him, for him without him being a part of the government or the administration, just to get to know him, for him as a human being, as a normal normal person and not like a government official or employee or part of that whole thing. So it'll definitely be interesting to see who he really is and what he's really about, and if there's been any change from what people's images of him. So we'll see. That I will be looking out for, but he's definitely on the bottom of my list. So, and like I said, I can't remember offhand who the other people are. That's so weird. But I'm so looking forward to the show. In fact, I'm going to set it on my DVD to record just in case, my son needs me at that time and I'm not able to watch it. I recorded anyway, in case I like to look back and see if I missed anything or if something crazy happens, we could look back, and I just like to record it. Any show that I love, I will record it just in case I want to see it again, or just in case something happened, I had to play back. all that good stuff. So I'm set on my DVD, as well as my other favorite shows that are coming on tonight are already set. Oh my God, I forgot all about my smoothie. I'm just looking at it now. But that's what we've done so far today. It was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It started pouring down rain, and they were talking about it on Thursday. So, and it's really weird that it's hot. I don't know if you can see out my window. You can't really see that good. Let me go to the door. If you can see how sunny, you can't feel it, but you can see how sunny it is. But yeah, it was pouring down raining. Thursday, they were talking about that Friday was going to be the hottest day ever. We were in our high 90s like normal. So he said some places will see a 3-digit. We've already seen 3 digits. So it actually wasn't the hottest day, but that's what they were saying. And that Monday would be a complete turnaround, so to get your umbrellas ready. But it just poured for like a couple of hours, in the wee hours, I mean poured. And now it's so hot and so sunny. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, that's what we've done so far. My daughter's in college. She'll be home soon. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So I'll be blogging throughout the day if anything interesting happens. But for right now, I'm just going to rest because it's been a long drive there and back. It's been a lot going on, stuff like that. So I'll catch up with you as the day goes. Uh-oh.
Simba.
Who is it?
Simba.
Yes, he's gonna keep you company while you get better. And get the other stuff in the thing.
So why you keep
Yeah.
crayon?
So you can John put it up on your wall.
My tongue feels more numb than the teeth.
Oh, does it? You got some crayons?
Okay.
Good job,
My
baby.
new crayons, my parents are running out of broken.
Yeah, that's why I got you some new ones because I didn't know.
Don't talk much, and that way you can be. Let me see.
So it's the next day. It's Tuesday, September 17th. I can't believe it's been a month since we got married in the church. Oh my God, it's going so fast. And we're definitely heading towards fall and winter and the birthdays and the holidays and the gender reveal and all that good stuff we have planned for this year. God willing, all goes well. But I want to do a review on Dancing with the Stars. This is the new season. And yesterday was the first day of the new season. And yesterday I can't remember everybody, but hopefully I will today. I told you yesterday that I was rooting for Nancy Wilson and Lamar Odom, and I'm still rooting for Nancy Wilson. What a class act. What a legend. She still has that smooth rhythm, and even though she's older and maybe just a tiny, she doesn't even look that bigger than when she was in the Supremes. So the weight is not really that much, but as you get older, maybe you feel it more. So I don't know if she's going through that, but she did so good yesterday. She was far away from the bottom, just kind of like in the middle there. And so that was really nice to see. I love her. She's a legend. She's a class act. I'm so rooting for her. My other person was Lamar Odom, because I think Lamar, he's made a lot of mistakes, but he's been through so much since he was a child with his dad and heavy drug addiction, according to when when he was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and their own reality show with Khloe. But I guess at one point his father was doing good because he brought him back in his life and he was helping him and he was doing good. I hope he's doing well today. But yeah, he's been through a lot, like I said, from his childhood. He's made a lot of mistakes, especially in his marriage with Chloe. He went back on heavy drugs. But I feel he has a good heart. He's a good man. He's taking accountability for everything. He's really trying. He had such a close call with death. And I just feel like he's just trying to have a fresh start in life and trying to hold on to every opportunity that he has. My heart really goes out to Lamar. I have a really soft spot for Lamar Odom. I mean, he's an amazing basketball player, as we all know. So yesterday, he didn't do well. And I don't try to be too hard on them the first day because they're kind of, this is something so new to them. It's their first dance, so the nerves are kicking in high gear. And they're so worried about remembering all the steps that they don't remember just to go with the flow and be smooth and at least fake it till you make it, like they say. Oh my God, my back is itchy. And then the fact that he's so tall. Oh my God. I don't remember offhand how tall he is, but he's probably the tallest Dancing with the Stars has seen. And so they don't have a professional dancer that's that tall. And I guess Peta, which ended up being his partner, was the tallest they had. So, and I love Peta. I think she's amazing. And but I could see from their practice that there was going to be some issues with the height difference. And so yeah, it's really tough because it's not Peta's fault, it's not his fault, but that was the best that they can do. And so I know Peta will make it work, but you know, and maybe that's subconscious in his mind, like, God, I'm that tall, they're gonna have a hard time with me. And maybe he had all these fears and all these worries that he just wanted to do the best he can. And I'm sure next week he's gonna come out better. He might not be the best, or he still might need some time to really work with the height and stuff like that, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing his second chance, which is next Monday. I hate these notifications that come on my phone because it blocks the view. But yeah, so I felt so bad because that height, you can really tell that height really affects the dancing when it's a big, huge height difference. And so, and then you could see it felt like he wasn't dancing, like he was stepping to the music. And I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like, instead of going 1, 2, he was like that. Oh my God, my I bumped into the chair and my phone shook. But yeah, and you can see how he was trying to concentrate, remember everything and not let Peta down. But you can see the fear and the awkwardness in his face and kind of the sadness that, oh, you know, this is not going to be good. And so, oh my God, I just felt so bad for him. And then he had the foxtrot, if I'm saying that right, which is one of the hardest dances. And that was the first one he got. So I'm sure if they give him another type of dance, I mean, you have to be able to do all of them. But I think with the foxtrot, maybe down the line, if he gets it again, he'll do it a whole lot better. But he did get the hardest dance. So the odds weren't in his favor last night. And my heart just went out to him. And so I'm excited to see how he comes out next week now that he shook his nerves and got all the nervousness and awkward out. I feel like Peta now knows to really what to work on and how to adjust. So I think they're going to come back better next time. So my nose always runs. If you guys have seen my videos for a long time, you know every time I do a stupid video, the nose runs. I hate it. So I want to take a quick second here. So I don't remember his score, but it was pretty low. And so, yeah, so I'm not going to give up on Lamar. I think those things are going to be so much better next week. And I'll be able to know what it's going to look like down the line next week. I need to shake my... So, yeah. So, and we also had it was supposed to be Christy Brinkley, and she did 3 weeks of practice, and she broke her arm doing practice. It was so scary that fall. It was like he turned her around, and when he turned her around, she went behind him and kind of lost her balance, and so she did that kind of thing. And then she knew she was going down, so you know how you just automatically put your arm because you're trying to grab onto something, you're trying to save yourself, and so we automatically tend to put our arms. She did that. But what she didn't realize is that the length of how much she had to go down was too high. So when that arm went down, it went down really bad, and she broke it. And she said, she was saying that she broke 2 bones, and they had to put metal plates in her arm. She had a cast on. And so she was really sad and upset. And so she called her daughter, who is Sailor Brinkley Cook, to see if she would take her place. And her daughter graciously did, even though her daughter only had 3 days, when Christy Brinkley had 3 weeks. So she came out and she did a lovely job, but you can tell that she didn't have that amount of weeks to prepare, which is so crucial, especially for the first dance, to get those nerves and those fears out and to get the sense of what you have to do in a dance and with your partner. But she did really, really good for 3 days. So I know that the next dance she's going to do phenomenally, because she's going to have all that time to practice, like a normal length of practice. So for 3 days, kudos to you, Sailor. I mean, that's so sweet of you to take your mom's place, so that if they win, that trophy will be in the family. It will be for the both of them, for her and her mom. And her mom was just so proud of her, and just, you know, just emotional, because she was like, wow, she looks a lot like her mom. Oh my God. Really, really beautiful young lady. And yeah, so her mom hugged her and they talked to Christy Brinkley. She was there in the audience and they brought her up. And so kudos to her. I think Sailor, with the normal practice time, and now that she's got all the nerves and the fears out, she's going to do amazing. She's going to be really good. So I have high hopes for Christy Brinkley's daughter. Another one who stood out, the girl from The Bachelor, Hannah. She did okay for her first time. I think it was great. I mean, for somebody who's never danced before, I think she did pretty good. I mean, she was in the top for a minute, and then she went down to second place because, what's his name? Van Der Beek is his last name. I can't remember the first name. He actually took her place on first place. He was the last one to dance. She was on top to the last dance, and then he pushed her down a little bit, just a step or two, because I don't have the scores on hand. But yeah, maybe I'll get it in a minute, but I have to go to the TV and rewind and stuff, so I'm debating if I want to do that. It's so hot today, and I gotta drink lots of water because I've been really dehydrated from being on the keto diet. I gotta remember, I've always been a huge water drinker, but I gotta remember I even gotta go more. I gotta double up my water drinking content. So I try to have one of these. I know I should have it bigger. I need to really get me a new drinking thing. We have so many, but either something or another is wrong with them. So I just need to really invest in a really good one, a really nice size one. But for now, I got this. I got this from McDonald's the other day, because I didn't eat McDonald's or drink McDonald's, so I didn't fall off my keto diet. I asked for some water, and they gave it to me in this because my mouth was really dry. So anyway, so yeah, so like, who else? That Van Der Beek guy, he was at the end. He did phenomenally. He was truly, truly, truly the best. And it was like he's danced all his life. He was smooth. He had rhythm. He didn't miss a step from what I could see. And like I said, he got the #1 spot. So really looking forward to see him, even though he wasn't someone that I'm really familiar with. I believe he was on Dawson's Creek back in the day. And I remember that show, or was it a show or a movie? I remember it. I think we even had the VHS of it. So, even though I wasn't rooting for him, he did really good. So props given to him. And we'll see, maybe he'll be one of my favorites. Who else? They had the Elena girl. I guess she's a country singer. She was on American Idol, and I believe she said she got second place, but she was able to get you know, her music career going. She sings really good. So she did really good. They also had the girl from Fifth Harmony, really beautiful girl. So she did really good to me. I liked it. You know, like I said, there's a few things that you can see that the nerves and the fears kick in, but really beautiful body, really beautiful girl. I think she did really good, and I think she's going to be really good in this competition. Really good. She's going to be in the top, I think, if all continues to go well. I thought she did pretty good. They had a lot of some negative critiques on her that I didn't really spot out, but you know, they're the judges for a reason. So I'm trying to think of who else. They had the Spicer guy who used to be in the Trump administration, who is not one of my favorites. And he came out, I'm trying to explain this man. He came out, well, I guess the first thing I should say is he got, oh God, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry because I've seen her dance for years. I forgot her name. She's blonde. Her and the other girl are really best friends. Oh my God, I can't believe I've gone blank on her name. Anyway, she got him. And I think she was pretty afraid because when people found out that he was coming on the show, the internet broke. And it wasn't good, and it shouldn't be good. Because of things he said and things he's done and who, you know, who he has supported. People are really like, didn't really want him on there. Many people. And so she said the internet had broke, but that she wanted to form her own opinion, which is good. As a professional, you don't want to let anything personal get in the way. At least you try not to. We're human beings. So when you say and do wrong things, that resonates with us, whether we're the most professional or not. And so we can't help it but to be like, you know, have a little wall there. But she said she wanted to form her own opinion, which I think is very brave of her because she can get some backlash. It's not her fault. They chose him for her. So, and I think it's fair that she wants to form her own opinion. And that way she could professionally teach him, you know, give him 100%, and she could go for this at 100% and try to win. He's not good. He wasn't good last night. He got, in fact, I think he's on the bottom, one of the two bottoms. He came out with this neon fluorescent shirt. It was powerful. And they were doing like a salsa, I believe. And his outfit was just out of this world. I know they do some out of the world outfits, but it was something else. And to represent something that's Hispanic when he's supposedly, you know, from what people say, against, not very supportive or nice of Hispanic people. I just seen him a few times when he made speeches in the Trump administration, and I don't remember exactly, so I don't want to judge. So yeah, so from what people say, he's not very nice or isn't supportive of Hispanic people. And I think they said he mentioned something, I was reading it online, that Holocaust concentration camps are just Holocaust centers. And it was probably a whole lot more. But, you know, everybody on that show is given a fair chance, and he's no different. I'm sure it's extremely hard for her and for everybody, because even one of the hosts before Dancing with the Stars started, he was saying that he was hoping that the political vibe went interrupt in Dancing with the Stars, that they would not allow any political, since it's a very strict, hard, controversial subject, that he was hoping that anything political would be a part of it. I mean, they did have somebody political before. I forget what his name was. I can't remember his name. And he did okay, but he wasn't, you know, people didn't hate him, and he wasn't in the Trump administration, and, you know, it wasn't all this controversy and hate and all this stuff. So he wasn't a part of that. So, but I guess the host was saying he was hoping that because of all the stuff that has happened, that they wouldn't really want to make politics a part of Dance with the Stars, but they end up doing it anyway. I don't know how they if they asked him to be a part of it, if he applied to be a part of it, or how they got him to be a part of it. But I thought it was going to be like the Ryan Lockley, somebody came out of the audience and almost wanted to attack him for what he did. And I thought that was going to happen with this Spicer guy. But thank God it was peaceful. You know, some people clap. It was normal. No, there was no booing, no overly clapping. It was just like normal. But you can feel the awkwardness from you know, the professional dancers, from the people that work at Dancing with the Stars, and you could kind of feel it and see it in the audience a little bit, but everybody was so peaceful and so respectful, and that's what it's about. It's about keeping this show, you know, intact and not letting someone or something that's had negative affect them. So he's given his fair chance, and that's how it should be. But he's definitely not something that a lot of people are rooting for. So we'll see how that goes. He didn't do well last night. People were really talking about this color shirt more than anything else. But we'll see what happens with him next week. We'll see. I don't know if they're doing, if they're casting off anybody next week, if that's the first time that they're going to be voting somebody off. But he will definitely be in the danger zone. But they said these scores will add on to next week's scores. So, and then they have changed the voting system since Bobby Bones won. I mean, it was an uproar of madness and negativity and Bobby Bones he really didn't deserve to win. He really didn't. I love Sharna. I wanted Sharna to win, but Bobby Bones really wasn't the best dancer at all. He wasn't the worst, but he definitely wasn't the best. Definitely wasn't winner worthy, but that's who they chose between the judges' votes and more so the fan votes is what got him to win. And so there was an uproar about that, and I think that's why they changed. And I think Bobby Bones is great. I like him, but he just was not winner worthy at all. And so I don't think it was right, but that's my humble opinion. There were so many people that really deserved to win, that were really so amazingly great. So that's what the hurt of the people were. And I think because of that, and there's been times before, like there was once where one of the Cheetah Girls dance, and she was from starting off in the gate, she was amazing. Like she could have been, you couldn't tell who was a professional dancer, because I mean just a perfect downright should have won, and she didn't win. And then they had her come back and they kicked her off from the beginning. That was the worst, is they kicked her off from the beginning, not at the end, and then she just lost. And so there was an uproar about that, and people didn't like the voting system, and they don't know what happened to her fans. So I felt bad for her. So they've had a controversy, either voting someone off that should have been really the winner, or, you know, like in Bobby Bones' case. So they did change the voting system. I'm not sure quite the details of it, if they're going to allow fans to vote still, or if there's going to be a limit to the fan voting, or if there's just a different way of calculating it. I don't know. I'm still not sure. Last night was the first night. So I'm hoping that they did change it. I felt that they did change it. I even felt at one time that the fans shouldn't vote, because we're voting for who we like and not for who honestly is the best dancer and is deserving of the win. And sometimes our feelings and our love for a celebrity can blindside us and, you know, unfocus us on the honesty of who really is the best and who really deserves it, whether they're not our favorite or not. And that's how we should vote. I vote for my favorite person, even if they're not the best. But I'm honest in the sense that they just don't do well. I'll say they don't do well, and I need to vote for somebody who really deserves it. So I will sacrifice that. I will be like, I love you so much. You know, I voted for you, but it, you know, it's just, you're just not the best. And this person over here is totally the best. And so let me be fair and vote for them. So I do go back and forth with that. But, yeah, I hope we don't have another one of the Bobby Bones things, because I think people are going to lose their minds, especially with the Spicer guy. Oh, my God. we had another situation with the baseball player, and I loved him. He had a son that was autistic, and so of course I had to root for him for, you know, us having the same story or the same experience with an autistic child. Another thing that really grabbed my heart from him was that his father was in the hospital and had passed away, and his mom got up to give him the last kiss goodbye, and she fell right over him and died. So his mom and dad died within seconds of each other, and that's when people say people really can die of a broken heart. And I believe that wholeheartedly. You can really, really die of a broken heart. And I think her heart was so broken that when she went to give him the kiss, she probably had a silent heart attack herself from the impression and the emotion. And so he had been through a lot. Really nice guy, really respectable, funny. And I thought any other time I would love for him to win. But there were just a few people, well, quite a lot of people. You can say, well, not everybody, but he was kind of in the middle towards going down. But he gave it his best, and he was so gracious about every time he danced, and he accepted it. But he ended up going to the end, and I think he was a second place. And we were shocked because we were like, no, there's other people. But at least he had a really big heart, and he was really a nice guy, and he was positive, and everything was nice about him. There was nothing negative or evil or hateful or controversy about him. So like I said, any other time, you know, you would have really rooted for him, but he really wasn't the best. And he kept, you know, staying, and he ended up being second runner up. So there's been a few times of controversy wins and how long people have stayed and stuff like that. So it's not the first time when that happened with Bobby Bones, but Bobby Bones actually won, being one of the worst dancers. So that was scary. And I think that was the icing on the cake for Dancing with the Stars and all the backlash. So I think that's why they said, you know, they have changed the voting system. So I'm curious to see exactly what they have changed. But we didn't vote last night. I think people only can vote next week if people are still allowed to vote. I'm trying to think of who else was on there. Oh, God. Oh, there was the football player. He was really good. I liked him. He was smooth. He totally had natural rhythm. He's going to be one of the top contenders. And, you know, a lot of football players have won. At least 2 or 3 that I know of have won Dance with the Stars. And you think because they're bulky and they're strong and stuff that they don't have that natural rhythm. They have been one of the top contenders. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he was there, if he won it. They also had the Kawamo guy. I think he's from Queer Eye. He is so sweet and so funny, very nice looking. And my daughter's rooting for him. He did really good. They had some negative comments about him letting his hips looser to do his natural rhythm thing, not to concentrate so much on the steps. I thought he did really good, but I can also understand what the judges are talking about. I think he's going to come back on top next week. God, I'm trying to think of who else is on there. Who else? Let me think. Let me see. Okay, now I got the information. I went back, rewinded it at the end, and tried to get the correct names and scores. So if you haven't seen it, which is probably too late to tell you, don't watch this video. It's a spoiler alert. I'm going to put it up in the title of the video, spoiler alert, so everybody knows ahead of time before even clicking on my video not to watch it if you haven't seen it and are going to see it later, so I don't spoil it for you. So first place was that James, that's his name, James Vanderbeek and Emma. They got 21. They were the last ones, and they beat Hannah Brown and Alan, who had 20. They took their spot as the first place. So Hannah Brown and Alan, 20, second spot. Third place was Lauren Alina. That's the one that's the newest country singer. And she's got Gleb as her partner. They got 19. Sailor Brinkley Cook, which is Christy Brinkley's daughter, and Val, they got 18. Karamo, which is from Queer Eye, and Jenna, they got 17. And tied with 17 points is Mary Wilson and Brandon. And And he's a new addition to Dancing with the Stars, by the way, and he's really good. I think he's Russian, they mentioned. Kel Mitchell and Whitney is at 16 points. Allie, Brooke, and Sasha tied for 16 points. Is Allie, Brooke, and Sasha. They have 16 points. Kate Flannery from The Office and Pasha got 15 as their score. And then in 10th place, Ray Lewis, and I think he's the football player. And Cheryl got 15 points. So they're in tied with the Kate Flannery and Pasha. 11th place is that Sean Spicer, and Lindsay is who he got. Lindsay. And Lindsay is best friends with Whitney for years now. So, but it was between her and Emma of who was going to get Sean Spicer. So Lindsay ended up getting them. You could see she had a little like awkwardness for her. It's really hard because she did mention when people found out he was going to be on Dancing with the Stars, the internet broke and it wasn't positive, and so she did want to form her own opinion, even though you could tell it was going to be really hard and awkward for her. But she is a professional. She's an amazing dancer, so I'm sure she'll give it her 100%. I mean, you know, she'll get them as far as she can get them. And in last place was Lamar Odom and Peta. Peta's amazing. She did the best she could with the height difference, which I think that's going to be their downfall. It really is the height difference because, you know, I'm sure Lamar Odom has some natural rhythm. I am sure. But I think his fears and his worries and what he's been through. This is one thing that I have mentioned to my daughter. Anyway, they got 11 points, by the way, before I forget that. They're in last place. I was telling my daughters that I think Lamar is different from after this overdose and really seeing death's door. I think he came back out really affected. I mean, you can see he has great memory and he talks, but there is a slight, I don't know, I feel like there's a slight delay, like not like he can't say words or pronounce words. It's just like a slow reaction to the normal Lamar that we saw before that horrible overdose incident happened. I've seen him in several interviews, and I kept having that feeling. And me as an autistic child's mother and as daughters who have had learning disability in their lifetime, my eyes and my ears are like tuned to catch that kind of stuff with a sharpness. And I could be wrong. This is just my humble opinion. And like I say, I love Lamar Odom and I want nothing but the best for him. But I sense that something really, and maybe it's because he's still in recovering. That was really horrific, and he really saw death's door. So, you know, it would be normal for him to still be in recovery. I think he'll be in emotional recovery for a long time. I think that was really scary for him, and I think he's afraid to ever go back. And so that's why my heart goes out to him. I love him dearly, always have, and I will still root for him, even though this last place was pretty on the money. And I'm sure he's got the best partner he can. I love Lindsay. They're all great. But I think Peta will really be great for Lamar. I think she's going to help him. And I think she's going to find a way to adjust that height and make it work. I just feel like she's going to come off with some miracle. Because that's just the person that she is, and I think she can feel that he needs that. So I can't wait to next week to really see the difference from people letting their nerves out, letting the awkwardness out, letting the fears out, not knowing who they were going to get. Well, they knew who they were going to get by this time because they had weeks to practice, but not wanting to let the professional dancer down, not to be embarrassed in front of the world. I mean, it's a lot that they have to process. And the first night out is always not easy, but at least the first night out is a good letting it all loose and letting it all go. So I love the first night for that, but definitely we won't really see the truer colors of it until at least next week, or for some people, maybe even another week. By the third week, we should really know the fears. I mean, you're always worried that you're going to mess up, or you always want to be the best, so there's always going to be that intense nervousness, but the awkwardness and the fears and the counting your steps and being stiffer, that all tends to go away by the second or at the most the third week. So we'll definitely see the truer colors of how these people are really gonna do, hopefully by next week. So I cannot wait. And I really wanna find out how the voting system has changed. Any feedback from, you know, anybody, whether it's online or in the audience or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait. Monday can't get here fast enough. I guess my daughter Adriana is rooting for Kawamo. I don't know for sure who my daughter Carolina is rooting for. Maybe for him as well. I'm not for sure. Like my top two are still Lamar Odom and Nancy Wilson. I love my third choice would be Sailor Brinkley Cook, and not necessarily, yeah, in that order. I was gonna say necessary, not in that order. But as far as being realistic, I think Sailor Brinkley is doing just as good as Nancy Wilson, but definitely better, way better than Lamar Odom. So that's my realistic opinion, but my heart is saying keep rooting for Lamar and Nancy Wilson. The football player, he did really good. Kate Flannery, she was okay. I don't know her that way. I've seen her in a few episodes of The Office. The Office is not one of my favorite shows. My daughters loved it, the show. So, you know, she did okay. But it's interesting to see what she comes, you know, what she does next week. The Ally Brooke, which I think is the one from Fifth Harmony. Like I said, beautiful girl, beautiful body. There is a little controversy I heard with the Fifth Harmony thing and the Camilla girl and being dissed. I don't know what that's all about, but hopefully she'll be judged on her own. And yeah, Sean Spicer, definitely not going to last that long. I would be shocked. But then again, we've had those shocking freaking moments. So we'll see what happens next week. So that's my review on the first day of the new season of Dancing with the Stars. So yeah, so today is really hot and sunny again. I don't know if I'm going to blog anymore for today. I'm just pretty much, we just had a keto breakfast not too long ago. Washing my husband's work clothes. I'm gonna be doing my homework on the annulment process, which I still have to do that video for you guys, but I really want to give you a full, well-researched, informative video on the annulment process. So it's taking long, and I'm really apologize because I've been promising it. Of course, never guaranteeing it, but trying to get it out there as soon as I can. I thought I would be able to do it before the wedding. That was a no-go with me being ill. I thought I would do it after the wedding, but it was just so stressful, and we were so exhausted and so much happening that I didn't really have time. I know how the Catholic annulment process is completely, because of course we did it, but I wanted to see the differences in other religions and, you know, stuff like that. I wanted to see the whole package of what the annulment process is, not only in the Catholic Church, but in other religions and stuff like that. So I wanted to do a full informative video. So I'm hoping, don't quote me on this, to do it tomorrow or the next day. Of course, it depends on everybody's schedule. So yeah, that's about it that I'm doing for today, and just getting keto lunch and dinner prepared. Maybe I'll take you through that. What else is happening today? That's it for today. And of course, I watched my Love and Hip Hop. It was pretty good. I watched The Family Chantel wasn't on yesterday. Was it on yesterday? Oh, actually their season was over. So I was like, where is it? And I forgot their season was over. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way was really good. I watched that. I was telling you guys I was going to watch that. Yeah. So that's about it for now, unless something else comes up. That is pretty much it. So, yeah, so that's it. So I'm going to end the video as if it was going to be completely done. If I have anything to add, I'll just do a separate video. But please give this video a thumbs up. Don't share this with anybody who still hasn't seen Dancing with the Stars, or let them know it's a spoiler alert. So, but please give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because that gives you heads up on all the videos I upload, and I have a lot to come to share with you in the upcoming months and stuff like that. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. And as with everything, this is my own personal opinion, my own views. This is my life, my story, my experience. You know, just my thing that I always share with you in every video. So into my next video. Thank you so much for watching.